What? Smoking on my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. Hopefully, a lot more cool than I am because it is super hot. But we're back with a new video. We got 24 best things to do in Bristol, UK. This is my first time even looking into Bristol. I know nothing about it, so this will be a very informative video for me. And with that being said, let's hop into it. I like how the beginning already gives me my favorite season type of vibes, that autumn look. Love it. Beautiful.
My name is Michelle. I'm the Intrepid Guide, your guide to languages and travel, and I'm here in Bristol where I'm going to be showing you some of the best things to do in Bristol and the surrounding area. According to legend, two giants named Gorham and Vincent created the Avon Gorge, and the ancient King Brennys founded Bristol. In reality, people have been living here for thousands of years, but Bristol has only had a name for the last 1,000 or so. What was once a small Saxon settlement called Brigstow, literally a place by the bridge, this is now the largest city in southwest of England. As the birthplace of world-famous street artist Banksy and the city where John Cabot set sail from to discover Newfoundland in North America, let me show you the best things to do in Bristol.
Atera is the IT painkiller, remote monitoring and management.
Yeah, Bristol definitely already automatically looks like a place I would love to be.
Where I'm standing now is Corn Street, and together with Wine, Broad and High Street, this forms the oldest part of Bristol City when it was a walled medieval town. This beautiful building behind me is called the Exchange, and it is a Grade 1 listed building that was built between 1741 and 1743 by John Wood the Elder, who was an English architect from the neighbouring town of Bath. For many years, a corn market was held inside this building, which is how this street got its name of Corn Street. But today it is home to the St Nicholas Market, which is open from Monday to Saturday. Another reason why the Exchange is so interesting is because of its clock. It was installed in 1822, and the reason why it's so special is because it has 2 minute hands. The red hand tracks the Greenwich Mean Time, so the time from London, and the pink hand actually tracks the local time of Bristol. The second minute hand was added as a way of standardising the time across the country with the introduction of the railways. Bristol adopted the railway time on the 14th of September 1852, and according to the old timings, if it was at noon here in Bristol, then it was 12 in London. Merchants of the time actually did their business and dealings on what is known as a nail, which is this brass table that you see behind me. Now, there were 9 located in the city of Bristol, but 4 of them were moved and placed out the front of the Exchange building. Now, these ones date from 1625 to 1631. One of the best things to do in Bristol is to go hunting for Banksy artwork. Now, we don't know too much about this world-famous street artist, but what we do know is that he was born in Bristol in 1974, and he was part of a wave of street art that was taking the city by storm in the 80s. Banksy painted this piece in June 2006 in what was a rather daring location, because it is located opposite the headquarters of the City Council of Bristol, who at the time were trying to have Banksy locked up. Now, what Banksy did was he organised scaffolding to be placed up against the wall, and then a few days later he organised for the scaffolding to be taken down, and voila, you get the well-hung man or the well-hung lover. Located just off Park Street in the West End is Brandon Hill, the oldest park in Bristol and where you'll find Cabot Tower. The tower was built in 1897 to commemorate the 400-year anniversary of John Cabot's journey from Bristol to what is current-day Newfoundland in Canada, and it was under the commission of Henry VII that he discovered North America. John Cabot's discovery in 1497 is the earliest known European exploration of North America since the Norse visited Vinland in the 11th century. If you didn't know already, John Cabot was actually an Italian explorer and navigator, but for some reason we always use an English version of his name. But in fact, in Italian his name is Giovanni Caboto, and he lived from around 1450 till about the year 500. Cabot Tower is not only one of the best things to do in Bristol, it's also free, and you can even climb to the top of this 105-foot tower that'll give you excellent views over the
Free? That's gonna win all us Americans over every time. As soon as we hear that word free.
city and the harbour side. Located next to Bristol City Council headquarters is the beautiful Bristol Cathedral, which is one of England's great medieval churches. The cathedral was founded around 1140 by a prominent local citizen called Robert Fitzharding, who was also a supporter of Henry II. Now, this used to be an Augustinian abbey run by Augustine monks. This Grade 1 listed building covers 22,500 square feet and attracts visitors from all around the world.
That actually really reminds me of this library in New York. I think is it the New York Public Library over there by Central Park? But I used to go there and read books. But definitely reminds me of that. Very similar.
One of the best things to do in Bristol is to visit the Bristol Museum and Art Gallery. Set over 3 floors with 19 galleries, it tells the story of the world from the beginning of time all the way through to present day.
They got all the artifacts up in there, huh?
And if you're a Banksy fan, then you definitely have to pay a visit to the museum, because back in 2009, under the strictest confidentiality, Banksy organised an exhibition here that took over the museum, and it was called Banksy vs Bristol. And one of the pieces from that exhibit was left behind, and it is called the Paint Pot Angel. Unfortunately though, it is on loan, so I can't see it today, but I highly recommend you come and visit because it will be back soon.
Uber Eats has Lola V products? I gotta remember that.
If you've ever been to that library in New York, over there by Central Park, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Looks very similar.
Located just 10 minutes by bus from the city centre of Bristol, this is the Ashton Court Mansion, and it used to be the home of the Smith family, but today it's now a historic park. And if you're lucky, if you wander through the fields, you can also spot some deer. Located in former warehouses on Bristol's harbour side, this is Watershed. Watershed is a cross-platform venue boasting a program of independent film and events, plus occasional live music and festivals. And today, there's even a market. Did you know that Bristol has its own currency? Well, it does, and it's called the Bristol Pound. And this is it. This came
Wow, I did not know that at all.
out on the 19th of September 2012, and this is what is known as a local or a community currency, and it was established in order to encourage people to spend their money with local and independent businesses. Bristol pounds can be used to pay for local taxes.
That's actually really awesome, seriously.
Electricity bills, and even your bus ticket. And some businesses even apply special discounts for those who do use Bristol pounds. The Bristol pound can be used in paper or electronic format, just like conventional money, and it is worth the equivalent of £1 sterling pound per Bristol pound. The Bristol pound isn't legal tender, which means that these act as a sort of voucher, and they expire every 3 years. And when they do, the community can submit their own designs to appear on the currency. How cool is that? If you want to get your hands on some Bristol pounds, then you can head into the tourism office located at Watershed. Located at Prince's Wharf is this faithful and fabulous reconstruction of the boat the Matthew of Bristol that John Cabot took when he sailed to North America in 1497. The boat was built here in Bristol on the 500th anniversary of John Cabot's original voyage. Upon completion, she set sail to reconstruct Cabot's original journey. Located inside the exhibition space M Shed on the harbour side is Banksy's Grim Reaper. He painted this in May 2003 on the side of a boat, and in order to preserve it, it was cut out and brought here where it's on permanent display. M Shed is also worth a visit because it has an incredible exhibition about the history of Bristol. One of the best things to do in Bristol is to visit Brunel's SS Great Britain, one of the most important historic ships in the world. The SS Brunel was a passenger ship, and when she launched in 1843, she was called the greatest experiment since the creation, and she was advanced for her time. It is currently a museum, and if you're feeling adventurous, you can even climb up the main mast. The SS Great Britain was the
That would be it. That would be an awesome time right there. Dang, that's cool. I'd feel like Peter Pan or something.
largest passenger ship in the world from 1845 to 1854, and she was built by Isambard Kingdom Brunel. What makes the Great Britain so special is while other ships had been built of iron or equipped with a screw propeller, the Great Britain was the first to combine these features in one large ocean-going ship. This tiny village of converted shipping containers is called Cargo, and one of Bristol's main hotspots for foodies. These stacked shipping containers have been filled with tiny local independent eateries, bars, restaurants and shops. Let's pretend like it's 1853 and it's Prohibition, because we're about to step inside Hyde & Co., which is an award-winning cocktail bar famous for its creative cocktails. This low-lit speakeasy was inspired by the great cocktail bars of New York City. So let's go inside and party like it's 1853.
Vegan junk food? That's looking good. Alright, Bristol. Alright, y'all winning me over.
The Royal West of England Academy is the oldest art gallery in Bristol. It is also the UK's only regional Royal Academy of Art. Set inside a stunning Grade 2 listed building with 5 naturally lit galleries, this is one of the most beautiful exhibition spaces in all of the country. What better way to learn about what life was like in the 1700s here in Bristol than by paying a visit to the George House Museum. This historic building was built in 1970 for John Pinney, who was a slave plantation owner and a wealthy sugar merchant. The Georgian House is especially important because this is where an African by the name of Pero was enslaved. In 1765, at the young age of 12, Pero Jones was bought by John Pinney to work on one of his plantations in Nevis. In 1784, he moved with the family from Nevis to Bristol, where they lived in this Georgian house. Pero was John Pinney's personal servant for 32 years, and to commemorate his legacy, there is a footbridge named after him called Pero's Bridge to commemorate the life of a slave who lived and died in Bristol. For the ultimate urban glamping experience right in the heart of Bristol, you can't pass up staying at Brooks Guest House. And what makes this place so special is that on the rooftop there are 4 rocket retro caravans that you can stay in. Each of the caravans were handmade in Britain, and they're all fitted with eco-friendly showers and lighting. And in 2014, Brooks Guest House won the Silver Award for Green Tourism. So let's go take a look inside.
That small little place right there is like the American dream for a lot of people right now, honestly.
There are 4 different size caravans that you can choose from. There is a 16-foot, 18-foot and 20-foot. Each of them are fitted with a double bed, has its own TV. There's also a dryer, kettle and heating. for the second part of my trip, I'm staying at the Avon Gorge Hotel by Hotel Devon, and the reason why I chose this place is because it is located in a separate part of Bristol. It's in the neighbourhood of Clifton, and it is close to the Clifton Suspension Bridge, so you get amazing views from the dining area and from your room. The best things to do in Bristol is to visit the beautiful neighbourhood of Clifton, and I'm here now at Royal Park Crescent, where you'll find this beautiful terrace of 46 houses that was built by James Lockyer from 1791. Due to money problems brought on by the war with the French, it took another 30 years before the crescent was completed in 1820, and it was once believed to be the longest crescent in Europe.
Oh wow.
Someone's smelling fresh.
It's just so much history.
The world-famous Clifton Suspension Bridge was designed by the Victorian engineer Isambard Kingdom Brunel, who described it as "my first love, my darling." It took 33 years to complete the bridge, but unfortunately Brunel didn't live to see its completion in 1864. Originally designed to cater for horse-drawn traffic, today the bridge serves as a crossing for 4 million vehicles every year. One of the nicest things to do in Clifton Village is to take a stroll through Birdcage Walk, which gets its name from the arches that line the walkway. All that remains are the burial grounds and the memorials from the church that stood here in the 1820s but was destroyed during the Bristol Blitz. Located in the heart of Clifton Village is the Clifton Arcade, which was built between 1876 and 1878 by Joseph King. This Victorian arcade was originally called the King's Arcade or the Clifton Bazaar, and inside you'll find 17 unique shops selling vintage clothing, jewellery and antiques. Located near the Clifton Suspension Bridge is the Clifton Observatory and the Giant's Cave. According to local folklore, there were 2 giants that lived here, so we're going to take the 130 steps down to go and see where they lived. History tells us that the cave was part of a small chapel in 305 AD when they found Romano-British pottery down inside. And during the 17th century, it was revealed that a man was living here in religious solitude. The tunnel leading down to the cave is 200 feet long or 61 meters and opens out onto a cliff face with beautiful views over the Avon Gorge. Just 15 minutes drive outside of Bristol city centre is Blaise Castle Estate and Museum. It's set amongst 400 acres of parklands. Inside you can see everyday objects from centuries past, including Victorian toilets, bars, kitchen and laundry equipment, model trains, dolls, toys and peering costume inside the museum. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this video about the best things to do in Bristol. If you have, leave a nice big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit that notifications button so you get an alert when I post more videos like these in the future. And if you have any questions whatsoever about Bristol, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Until next time, bye!
Much love to her. She definitely did a fantastic job. I mean, she won me over with so much. I think where I fully got won over was looking at that. Was it the vegan sugary shack or something like that? Tasty vegan food. I mean, that's pretty awesome. You always want to feel like you eating something healthy, you know? Or at least feel like you getting a better option. So that was pretty cool. The one cathedral, which reminded me of that library I told you guys about in New York, that was pretty awesome. Seeing those artifacts with, I love Egypt, you know, or love learning about places like Egypt. So seeing artifacts like that is pretty interesting, you know, going there and And really look at that. I mean, that's history. That's history all over the place. I mean, she touched on so much. I love how you could climb that one little ship and feel like you in a fairy tale or something. I mean, that's incredible. That would be an awesome picture. This right here reminds me of like walking on a boardwalk of Coney Island, or a beach out here in America. You tend to see artwork like that on the walls, which is pretty cool. I mean, it was so much. And then these right here, these trailers. Where was it at? Where's those trailers at? Right here. In case some of y'all didn't understand what I meant earlier when I said that's like the American dream for a lot of people, is because so much is expensive in America that a lot of people are starting to like look into like small houses, or what's it called? I forgot what they're like. Those like trailer homes. I forgot what they're called, but they're like those big trailer kind of homes. But yeah, just small, tiny homes, period. That's like, at this point, that's the American dream. People just want to be free. So that's what I meant by that. But overall, Bristol, you are beautiful. You are amazing. I love it, love it, love it. So much artifacts in the shops there. So much to do. So much history. I mean, it's crazy that a man was living in here, but I'm not surprised. Or, living it, where she said, in them tunnels. And this tunnel right here, this stair just going there. It's like, that's wild. That's wild. But once again, I'm really not surprised with humans. Humans do it all. But with that being said, that was 24 best things to do in Bristol. Bristol. For some reason, when I say it fast, it kind of feels hard to say. Let me try it again. 24 best things to do in Bristol, UK. There we go. Much love to Bristol. And with that being said, I'll be back with more soon. If you want more videos like that, like this, don't be afraid to hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. Everybody stay cool out there. I know it get hot out in the UK too. I don't heard about the wildfires, so I know I ain't the only one hot. All right, but we gonna hang tight until autumn comes back around. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Much love.